Okay, today I want to talk about Aristotle, who was a student of Plato. And while Aristotle and Plato had many points of similarity, for example, they both believed in the rationality of the human soul and the importance of using reason to guide human affairs. They both believed that things had a purpose, that everything existed for a purpose, and it was very important to understand that purpose in order to understand how to live. And they both believed that the things of this world had certain forms, universal types of forms. Now the difference, however, is that that Aristotle did not accept Plato's two-world theory, that there is a world where there are these forms living somewhere else, and then we are the shadowy reflections of those forms down here. Aristotle did not accept this. Aristotle believed that there was one world, and that whatever forms existed in this world. You might say, to oversimplify it a little bit, Plato was more of a mystic. He believed in mathematics, geometry, and in one sense, his head was in the clouds. He was always thinking of these mystical, transcendent forms which had this, this eternal existence somewhere in a different realm. That was Plato. Aristotle was more of a biologist or a physicist. He looked only at the things of this world, and his concern was to find the forms that existed in the things of this world. So Aristotle comes up with a definition of things, and he says that a thing consists of a substance, and by substance he uses it in a number of different ways. But by the term substance, he generally means that which makes a thing what it is, the essence of a thing. And Aristotle claims that in any particular thing, any particular person or dog or cat or table, this substance is a combination of both the potential, the matter, which is the potential thing, and then the act or form, which is the thing itself. So let me say that again. Everything that exists, every substance, every unique thing that exists, according to Aristotle, is a substance, particularly natural things. But each thing that exists is a substance which consists of a potential matter and then the actual form. And so Aristotle would most likely agree with Plato that there is a universal form of a dog, in a sense. I mean, you look at a dog looks like a dog. There's a certain universal nature to dogs, but each dog has a specific form because each dog has unique matter. So when the form and the substance, the form and the matter come together, you create the unique substance of that particular thing. To put it very simply then, what Aristotle is saying is that there is no form without matter, there's no matter without form. These two things are joined together. Now, he goes on to explain his theory of causation, and for Aristotle this was very important. Aristotle identified 4 causes for things to happen, or especially for things to come into being. For example, let's say you're building a table and you're a carpenter. Aristotle would begin with what he called the material cause. What is the material cause of the table? By that he means what is it made out of? Well, a table generally is made out of wood, at least in his day. So the material cause of a table would be the wood that makes it up. Then secondly, there's the formal cause, like the blueprint. the design behind its creation in the mind of the maker, and that blueprint is what he called the formal cause, because this is the blueprint that's going to give it its final form. And then there's the efficient cause, which is what we most often talk about when we're talking about causes, like what caused the accident. Well, his brakes failed, so that was the cause. That means what was the immediate cause. So for Aristotle, the immediate cause of a table would be the carpenter who made it. Okay, some carpenter makes it, he with his tools, that's the cause, the efficient cause. And finally then, it's very important for Aristotle, the most important thing was the final cause. In other words, what is the ultimate purpose and exact form of this object that comes to be. And this ultimate purpose, or teleology, is what he called the final cause, the ultimate cause. And this was very important to him. Everything had a final cause, like an ultimate purpose. The word teleology comes from Greek. It means the study of the goal or purpose. It comes from the same word. Telos is the word behind telephone, telegraph. When you talk over a distance, or you television, you see over a distance. There's some goal, there's some end in sight there. It comes from this word, telos. So Aristotle had a very definite teleological way of thinking, that things have an ultimate purpose or goal or end. And so this final purpose is the ultimate cause of a thing coming to be, its ultimate purpose. Now, why is this important? Why am I spending time about this? I really ultimately want to get on to Aristotle's ethics, but in order to understand, you must understand that for both Plato and Aristotle, it was very important to understand the purpose of something in order to understand how to live ethically, particularly human beings. If we go back to Plato, we have this two-world theory where he believed that you could contemplate ultimate forms of various virtues, goodness, justice, truth, beauty, wisdom. You could contemplate these forms and then apply them to your life. And this was important, to apply virtue to your life. Aristotle also believes in the importance of virtue, but he approaches it from a very, very different way, not looking up into the heavens, not looking into the topos noetos, this other spiritual world of sorts, but by looking at the thing in itself. So Aristotle, unlike Plato, looks at specific objects on the earth, specific people on the earth, and then asks, what is their final purpose? What is their ultimate goal, and why are they here, and how does one then live a good life? So in order to do that, you have to find out what is your purpose. And in order to find out your purpose, then we have to discover, well, what is it that a person, human being, really seeks or wants to achieve in their life. And so he asked us about all people, what is it that all people want? And that is the subject of my next video.